My name is Patricia. I was on the curriculum team for this part of our internship. And I'm doing my presentation on self-love in the time of COVID because when we had to start thinking about our presentation topics and what we'd really focused on, I realized that, as much as we worked on developing a curriculum for summer, for GEC, for everything, I also took a lot of time to take care of myself during this internship and to try and encourage others to take care of themselves as well. And so I'll go into more detail. These are the four sort of main things that I worked on during this. I'm calling it a quarter. It wasn't really a quarter, but during this quarter. So minutes, weekly mindfulness sessions. I worked on a Learn Dash course, and then I created a new presentation, like a lounge presentation about astrology. So I would like to start with an actual mindful minute for us to engage in together, if that's okay with everybody. Feel free to turn off your cameras if that makes you more comfortable. But otherwise, we'll just jump right in. Take a moment to find a comfortable position wherever you are. Sitting, standing, or lying down. Simply let yourself settle into wherever your body has found comfort. And once you are there, turn your attention to the breath. Notice where it is when you are not doing anything to move it. And slowly begin a practice of 4-4-4 breathing. Breathe in for 4 counts. Hold at the top of the breath for 4 counts. And release completely for 4 counts. See if you can maintain this pattern of breath during our short meditation. If you can't, of course, no worries. Simply breathe however feels best to you. If you do manage to hold your breath, however, see how it feels to hold air inside you, to be full and stay that way. And see if the holding of breath has any similarities to the way we hold space for ourselves and our feelings. The way we hold space for the accomplishments we have made in these few months. At the gratitude and humility we feel towards the opportunities we have had. And also at the pride we feel in all we have done. As you hold space within your lungs and your mind, simply notice what feelings come to fill it. And don't worry if you find a good feeling and have to let it go with your exhale. Just as with every experience we live, every breath must begin and end. We cannot hold it forever. However, that means we get to make space for a new breath and a new experience that we will also hold close and be conscious of and grateful for. Breathe in for 4 counts, filling your body with air and feeling. Hold your breath for 4 and hold whatever has come close to you. Thank it and release for 4 counts. Slowly open your eyes And know that as we end this meditation, we are simply getting ready for the next great thing. Thank you all for engaging in that. So yeah, mindful minutes were something I asked Matt if I could do during our just curriculum team presentations. I only made them about a minute or two because our meetings are like an hour long, and so I didn't want to take up too much time. But I really think they can be a great way to like begin any sort of professional discussion. Normally we have some time to like debrief on what people thought and how people felt. But I think it really brings a feeling of closeness. Just like any recent shared experience is really nice. And I know that for me, being mindful gets me in a better place to be focused and centered on whatever task we have at hand, which I think was definitely beneficial when your meetings are like on a Friday night and you're not always 100% centered from the get-go. Just kidding, Matt, always ready to work, never stop. These are some of the topics that I did in our mindful minutes. I did confidence, pride, stress. We just did like sort of cycles of letting go. I only did like 3, I think, during this internship, which was not a lot, but that's okay. I did as many as I could, and that's fine. And people appreciated when I did them, but we can only do as much as we can. And so then I also did weekly mindfulness sessions, which some of you attended, which is awesome. And those were more long form. They were like 20 to 30 minutes. Similar thing, just me reading a script that I'd written. These were the topics that I went over. And some mindfulness is very general, very sort of just like sit and breathe and be aware, but I wanted specific topics because I think they can be a good introduction, and I just wanted to create a space for everybody to have mindfulness be accessible to them. And honestly, it was really just a form of self-care for me. I've told a lot of people that it's like a very unique form of creative writing that I got to do. Because I'm just generating these topics, and it was really meditative for me. I really enjoyed it. I really it started entirely selfishly. I was like, hey Matt, what do you think if I just did mindfulness? Because it's just what I want to do. And I know that it's not part of this internship, but what if we made it a part of this internship? And so I'm very grateful that I had that opportunity and that everybody was so receptive and excited. And I don't have a podcast yet, but the podcast is coming soon. Don't worry. It was also, I think, just another unique opportunity for bonding and communication. Within the internship, I got to meet some people from other teams who I wouldn't have otherwise met, which was really beautiful. And don't worry, I'm going to keep going, even though this part of the internship is technically over. There will be more mindfulness. I also worked on a LearnDash course, which was about school environment vocabulary. So things you would use in a school building and a classroom, different school subjects. And it was really fun. I liked getting to do more curriculum design without having to worry about being in a specific topic or having specific timeframes. So it was nice to do that side by side with summer course planning. It was also really great to have so many courses to look at. I think the past courses that we have for LearnDash are really well done, really, really aspirational. But I thought that this LearnDash course related to mindfulness for me because I really did not do as much as I wanted to. The LearnDash course isn't done. I've uploaded maybe a third of it. And I have still a little bit that's not written, it's still in the design stages, especially with quizzes. I found that was really difficult for me. But honestly, talking to Matt was just very chill. He was like, you do what you can, and it's hard. Don't worry if you can't do more. And so, it was a little bit of a struggle to not be able to do this as well as I wanted to. But I did it as well as I could. And that's the important part. And then I did an astrology presentation because I asked Matt and he said yes. And that's all I needed. And so it's a very brief presentation on astrology. I really could talk about it for hours. I like to call it a brief introduction to my favorite pseudoscience. Don't worry, that's not on the actual presentation. That's just for you guys. And so I go over just different aspects of astrology. And I love astrology, I mean, for a lot of reasons, but for one, I think any practice of critical self-reflection, sort of looking at yourself, is important and good and beneficial, as long as you don't like take it too seriously and be like, this is who I am and where I was born justifies my shitty personality. I'm sorry, my bad personality. And I thought it would be interesting. I have no idea what the like astrology culture is in Japan, so I was really interested to talk to students. I didn't actually get to give this presentation because I was gonna give it during like my last lounge session, but I'd only written it, like finished it the day before, and I was really nervous. And so Matt and I talked and we were like, hey, what if you take care of the way you feel and you do other presentations? And then the next time I presented, or the next time I was supposed to present, then it ended up getting canceled. So unfortunately, she's never seen the light of day, but I'm still really excited to have created it. It was really like a fun and silly time for me. And I know that some people are a little critical of astrology, but I love it a lot. So I'm glad I got to do it. And hopefully at some point I'll share it with somebody else. But if not, it was fun for me. Yes, Mocha, I will give you a single individual astrology presentation. Don't worry. So yeah, I'm just so grateful that everything I got to do during this part of our internship were things that I was really excited about. I think that's a really unique opportunity in this internship, is that you get to do things that excite you and bring you joy, and you get to do them at a pace that takes care of you and wherever you're at. And that's really something I was very conscious of, because I'm also doing other things where, my self, my well-being and my own health can't always be the number one priority. And yeah, I think that's my whole presentation. So thanks. And I'm done.
Thank you so much.
I don't know. Am I supposed to like take questions or discussion? I don't know.
Yeah. If anyone
questions.
Has questions for Patricia, and I just want to add really quick before we do that. If you're not familiar with LearnDash, that's our Come On Out English online course system. Like if you have ever taken a Coursera course, it's kind of like that. And then I believe the presentation was for the Come Online English Speaking Lounge. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if anyone has any questions for Patricia, thank you so much. That was fantastic. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, before questions, I've told Patricia this a million times, but I'm just going to say thanks again for all the mindfulness sessions. Although I think you owe me a recording if you did.
I do. I did record it. I just haven't.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And did I hear you are going to still do those for us, even though you're teaching it across the states?
I mean, like, I'm going to keep doing it for the next
Am I going to hold you to that?
I don't know how long I'll be able, like, technically today is my last day, but I'm going to keep doing it for a little while, as long as I can. As long as I can, and it's still, within my scope.
Exactly. Oh, I will never pressure you, but I just want to always say thank you. And for those that didn't attend or haven't done any mindfulness before, because I had just gotten into it and before I met Patricia, and I just want to say, and again, Patricia, I know I say it too much, but your sessions are so great. And the fact that you write them yourselves, I mean, they're so helpful every week. I look forward to it. And if you're not around, I hope to incorporate that in our team meetings or the English camp this summer. Patricia didn't say that she also did a presentation for a school that we were going to partner with, but they want to do it in person, it turns out, but they love the mindfulness aspect of it. And so I hope more and more schools incorporate that as well, and we can do that in the future curriculum. So anyways, thanks. So yeah, anyway, if anyone has any questions, now is the time.
I have a quick
Wait, oh, sorry. No, I was just saying, what's the mug? I missed it because someone commented. Oh, yeah, okay. Love it. All right, sorry, Gwen.
No, you're okay. I was just wondering, for the LearnDash course, how did you choose the topic? And did you draw inspiration from anything else? Just curious about that.
That's a great question. Honestly, I don't recall there being like a specific point of inspiration. I kind of like went through all the ones that were there just to kind of see like what aspects of each topic people were focusing on, and I really loved them. I don't know. I think I was just like, well, we are like talking to students about like, we're educating them. And like, I feel like I just remembered when I learned a foreign language, like classroom language was one of the first things we talked about. I kind of just went with it.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for doing that. I know LearnDash can be hard to work with, so very much appreciated. Any other questions for anyone?